Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, I am not a big fan of Fani-Kayode. A lot of times he says a lot of things that I consider to be a lot of nonsense, but once in a while he says some things that I agree with, that I'm in agreement with. So guys, I bring you this. FFK reacts to Pastor Kumuyi's call for Christians to stop attacking President Buhari. So that's the headline. So now Fani-Kayode is responding to Pastor Kumuyi's call for Christians to stop attacking Malam Buhari. So FFK reacts to Pastor Kumuyi's call for Christians to stop attacking President Buhari. So now here's the body of the story. Former Aviation Minister Fani-Kayode has reacted to the call made by the clergyman and founder of the Deeper Life Christian Life Church, Pastor William Kumuyi, for Christians to desist from attacking President Buhari either through speaking, newspaper publications, or any other means. The clergyman, whilst preaching to his church in Bagada, Lagos State yesterday, Sunday, June 2nd, said it was ungodly to speak or attack constituted authority. So apparently constituted authority now is in the Bible. According to him, God expects Christians to submit themselves to their leaders. So now let's first go back to the actual statement made by Kumuyi before we carry on with our Fani-Kayode's reaction. So this is the article that started this whole palaver. So here's the headline for the Kumuyi article. Stop attacking President Buhari. It is ungodly. Pastor Kumuyi appeals to Christians. So that's the headline of the article that started the whole drama. And here is the body of what Pastor Kumuyi said. The General Superintendent of the Deeper Life Ministry, Pastor William Kumuyi, has appealed to Christians in Nigeria to stop the incessant attacks on President Buhari. Speaking in his church in Bagada, Lagos State, June 2nd, the clergyman said it was ungodly for Christians to attack constituted authorities, either by words, newspaper publications, or other means available. According to the pastor, God demands that Christians submit to constituted authority, either in church, country, community, or other forms. Speaking during his sermon, Pastor Kumuyi said, "Don't attack the president of the country, whether in words or in newspaper or through internet. Honor kings. Don't disrespect or dishonor governors. Don't disrespect leaders of the community and leaders in the church. If we are to honor the governors in the state, how much more the pastors?" So that is what Pastor Kumuyi said, and of course the first piece that I read to you was Fani-Kayode's response. Now this thing that Pastor Kumuyi has said is really something. Actually, let me read you Fani-Kayode's comment first before I give you my summary. So this is Fani-Kayode on his Twitter handle. "Don't attack President Buhari, Kumuyi." So he's quoting Kumuyi and is quoting the quotation that he's about to reference. "God delivers from shepherds that slaughter the sheep, that defend the cruel, that support injustice, that love the wicked, that serve the tyrant, that despise the weak, that enslave the poor, and that worship genocidal maniacs and psychopathic butchers." So this is what Fani-Kayode had to say in response to what Pastor Kumuyi said. And this is what an Akachi Anabunti, this is what he said in response to Fani-Kayode. "You speak like you have a personal problem with Kumuyi." And then Fani-Kayode responds to him, "I do. He has betrayed his calling and sided with a tyrant. Now fly away." So he's dismissed this commentator. Now let's see some of the comments under this piece. This is what Tamuno has to say. "But how can Mr. Kumuyi fault Nigerians for blaming and verbally attacking someone they voted in to serve right but failed and is still failing?" So that's a question really that is quite germane, and this is what an Omalachi has to say. "I am so disappointed in Pastor Kumuyi. His members were killed in broad daylight for preaching the gospel, and here he is spewing this nonsense. So citizens should allow their wicked leaders make life miserable for them, right? Pastor Kumuyi has really fallen by the wayside. With all due respect, sir, you are a useful idiot to Buhari and a disappointment to Christianity and your slain members. So that one really went in. Halliburton Scandal is the name of this Twitter handle. Kumuyi, his family is comfortable. That is why he's saying so. But my advice to Nigerians is that blessed are those that are not expecting anything from Muhammadu Buhari, for their heart will not be broken out of his tenor. And that is what this chap has to say. Halliburton Scandal, Juliet Warner, the truth is unpopular. I'm not quite sure which truth this one is speaking to. The truth of Fani-Kayode or the truth of Kumuyi. Anonymous, all your attack, what has it achieved? All your attack, what has it achieved? But in another view, for a person like FFK to somehow command following shows the type of country we live in. A man whose contribution to this country is looting as aviation minister and spreading hatred amongst citizens, pitting tribe against each other and fanning the embers of war. Anyway, now una get una data, right? And in the end, the only pastor I thought was actually called by God just let me down. It is finished. This country is hopeless. So mixed reactions so far. Done. This Kumuyi should draft his own Bible for his followers. So apparently this guy is now infusing elements into the Bible that are not there, because I am not aware that the Bible makes any reference to constituted authorities. So this guy is clearly making up his own story, his own narrative for the Bible. So like this guy rightly said, perhaps it's now time for him to create his own Bible, and then his followers can then read from that and follow his teaching, because he's clearly trying to infuse into the Bible what is not there. This is what Sabiu Yahya says. Buhari is a person who controls his people in right way, but nobody is above mistake. So this one is 50-50. It's for Buhari, but acknowledging that he fails, and does fail quite often. Akobi, a second FFK on this one. So a Femi Fani-Kayode supporter. This is a Chooks Johnson. Kumuyi, or whatever the F you call yourself, I'm disappointed in you. So that one's gone in. Anonymous, I'm so disappointed in Kumuyi. I guess the billions he gets to build his mega church is from the corrupt politicians. And this is really the narrative of the Nigerian church person. So they come out and make all these outrageous statements, and then they then try and hide it behind the Bible. We've all seen this sort of endorsement by all these leaders within the church, and it makes your mind sort of buckle a little bit. And you see somebody like this Pastor Kumuyi, for instance, or even Pastor BoiBoi. We're not saying they should come out and outwardly criticize the government of the day, but they should at least hint through their sermon that the direction of travel of the country is not the direction of travel that is to the advantage of the common man. But then rather than do that, they go to the other end, to the converse end, to the far extreme, and start to endorse and praise sing these people. How many people have we seen go to Redeemed Church to be endorsed by Pastor Kumuyi? We've seen Obasanjo endorsed. We've seen Goodluck Jonathan endorsed. He's virtually endorsed Buhari. He just endorses anybody. And then this Kumuyi is doing it as well. They all do it. This one, the other one was a pastor, the one that wanted to run with Buhari the last time he ran and failed. He was a pastor. I can't quite remember his name, the one with the squeaky voice. So really, Christianity in Nigeria is nothing but a political tool and a money-making machine. I think we all know this already anyway, so I'm not telling anybody anything that they do not know already, but we cannot continue to fail to be disappointed anytime that we see these lead men within the church coming out to endorse outwardly and openly corrupt politicians and failed politicians. So if they endorse these people, then you then think, where do you place your hope in? Because the everyday person has to be able to place their hope within a rallying call. So what rallying call then is there for the Nigerian masses to gravitate under? Because like this guy rightly said, even this Femi Fani-Kayode that is now pretending to be the voice of the people is a corrupt politician. He looted the aviation ministry. He's grabbing anything that is grabbable when he was Obasanjo's man and they were in power, and he tried all the tricks under Goodluck Jonathan as well, and he's a tribalist as well. Femi Fani-Kayode is a Yoruba supremacist. I'm a Yoruba man as well, but that doesn't stop me from acknowledging the fact that Femi Fani-Kayode is a Yoruba supremacist in the same way that Malam Buhari is a Fulani supremacist. So both extremists. So now, who then is that voice of moderation that the Nigerian person, that the Nigerian masses can rally behind to fight for this country and try and retrieve it from the people that continue to brutalize us from all angles? This is really where the question is. Where is that mass revolution going to come from? Who is going to galvanize it? Who is going to gravitate it? And who is going to agitate it? Because all of the voices that are supposed to lead this thing, they do not inspire any confidence. Kumuyi endorses, Femi Fani-Kayode fires back, Nnamdi Kanu is making empty noise, and it's just noise making all over the place. What is his name again? I can't remember his first name, Omoyele Sowore, is nowhere to be found anymore. He's just disappeared into the ethers. Where's Kingsley Moghalu? His voice has gone quiet. Everybody's disappeared, and yet the masses continue to be brutalized. And then they go to the church for succor, and the church then tells them that the person that is brutalizing you is the person that you should be worshipping. So now, where lies hope for the Nigerian person is the question of this video. Conversations in the comment section, that's what we usually do around here. But before you come join me to have that conversation, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray, bell button, that way you're notified every time I drop a video. Then come join me in the comment section, let me know what you're making of this. So I'll leave you here, meet you in the comment section, but here I say peace.